Thank you for this honor and the privilege to be here with you on this historic day. If we and our children cannot see ourselves in the architectural design around us, then we subconsciously remain visitors to the only corner of the world that God has given to us. Europe we visit, but Africa we live in. We must never underestimate the psychological effect of foreign occupation. The occupiers seal their conquest. They seal it with their language. They seal their conquest with signage. They seal their conquest with images, statues, art, and all of which is the deliberate, ongoing miseducation of us, the conquered, and the obscuring of our memory and identity. Food on the table of a people who have lost their land, who've lost their identity, who have lost their culture, who have lost their language, etc., will never and will not answer their deepest quest and their deepest longings for freedom. To equate black pain with poverty or lack of food is to reduce black people to an animalistic existence of eating, defecating, and dying. One of the lessons we have learned over the last few weeks is that a revolution is unpredictable. It may lie dormant for the longest time and erupt when it is least expected. We have also learned through the courage of students here at this university that ivory towers and corridors of white power are not untouchable. Now, the heroic act of Tumani Makwele, which sparked a tidal wave of solidarity from UCT to Oxford University, from Rhodes University to Columbia University. This act has helped demystify colonial enclaves of white dominance, all disguises of white power, and the preservation of white privilege must fall. Now, black people all over the world are emboldened by what the students have been able to accomplish here. And we are assured once again that black pain will not be left to fester indefinitely. Freedom for black people will not be postponed forever. Black pain, whether in those rat-infested hellholes we call townships, or in academia, all its many dimensions and manifestations, it is a direct consequence of white power. There can be no healing of black pain without the dismantling of white power. Now, this victory is for Chantal Hoffman, who was called the Kefir and shocked with the taser device in Hartfield on the 3rd of January 2015 by a 22-year-old Talana Joe Hazemer. This victory is for the 52-year-old Manenberg cleaner, Delia Adonis, brutally attacked and racially assaulted by 5 white boys. 19-year-old Che DeMatos, 19-year-old Aaron Mack, 20-year-old Michelle Tanner, in front of her son. This victory is for the 44-year-old Cynthia Johnny, the domestic worker who was attacked by Tim Osring. This victory is for the 22-year-old Muhammad Mukungwa, shamboked by Jan van Tonder in Claremont while on his way to work, simply because he is black and therefore looks like a criminal. Well, there are those who say we are exaggerating our pain. They say so because we have not yet told the story of black pain in an uncensored way. Today, with the falling of roads, we are telling our story. We are revealing our scars. We must raise our voice today and tell our story. Lest the world forget about us. Lest we be buried in the books we did not write ourselves. Ours is a story of resilience. Ours is a story of hope and despair. Ours is a story of faith, foolishness, and superstition all together. It is a story of belief and a story of disbelief. Ours is a story of life. It is a story of death. The world must know how we have survived years of servitude. The world must know how we have remained scarred by the white power structure and the preservation of white privilege. Our entire existence has been altered in ways words cannot say. We have a message and we have a story to tell. It is our story. If we must be the ones who tell it. Tell those who collect stories that this is our story. Come on, I want you to help me now. Say to them, the editor in the newsroom, this is our story. Tell the writer with an iPad in his hand, this is our story. African story. Tell the tourist with a Sony digital camera, this is our story. Tell the journalist with the deadline to meet, this is our story. Tell the publisher and the New York Times bestseller, this is our story. Tell all of them. Tell them that they are thieves. Tell them that they have stolen our story of pain. Tell them that their camera lens has obscured our pain. Tell them that their filmmaker and their artist has trivialized our story of pain. But our collective voice is returning. Our collective faith. Our collective faith is higher now. This is our story. We will tell it as it is, and we will tell it as we like. Finish what you have started. Children of Robert Magaliso Sobukwe, finish what you have started. Children of Robert Mugabe, finish what you have started.